What's going on? It's Joe. If you're looking for the best kettlebell workout for building muscle, no matter where you get it, you're going to have to use double kettlebells. Here's the thing. If you have a 48 kilogram single kettlebell, that's a heavy weight, it's 106 pounds. If you have a 56 kilogram kettlebell, 123 pounds, you are going to be limited by your grip in your arm and how much you can do overhead. Now, I can get 56 kilograms all the time by using doubles. Double 28s, okay? So 28, 28. Now I can train that all the time. That means every rep I'm doing, everything I do, every clean is gonna be focused on my body and my legs, okay? So if you're doing heavy single kettlebell and your arm gives out and it's done, your legs haven't gotten much of a training session at all, okay? So even if you jumped up to 32s, double 32s, that's 64 kilograms on the body, okay? So if you're doing front squats with double 32s, that's 64 kilograms. Now, you'd have to have a 64 kilogram single kettlebell that you are comfortable getting it to the goblet squat position or a rack or anything like that. But you're going to be limited very quickly with a very heavy single kettlebell, okay? So I recommend everybody, no matter what program you're doing, make sure it's a double kettlebell. And you're gonna start working up fairly heavy. But even so, two 16 kilogram bells are the same effect on the body as one 32 kilogram kettlebell, okay? If you're snatching that, it's your grip, your shoulder, your tricep. That's what's going to be limiting you, okay? It's not going to put a dent into your legs, okay? So anyway, once we're past that, you're going to have a minimum of these 3 exercises that I'm going to show you. Okay. The first one is absolutely mandatory in my mind. Clean and press. Clean and press. Okay? Now, the reason why I'm not throwing in swings on these is because I would like to see you do cleans instead. If you're trying to build muscle, the swing is mostly that concentric motion at the bottom when your hip is flexed. If you extend, then it's weightless. It goes right back into that eccentric and concentric motion for your glutes, your back, posterior chain. But when you're extended your hips, here, there's nothing. You're just going to rapidly go back into the next, into the next rep. So you'll have high reps. Even if you're doing double swings, there is no tension on the body at the top. But a clean, when you're doing the similar motion, hip extension of the swing, when you clean the weights up, you have to bring them up higher. The arms are doing work, the traps are doing work, lats, everything, and then you're resting in a position of tension up above, right here up top. So, instead of the swings, with double kettlebells, I'm focusing on cleans, okay? Now, let's move into the next one. So, now we're going to put quads, everything else, but we're going to do front squat if you can. Now, if you have a hard time with that or it's a limiting factor, we're going to rotate the bells up onto the shoulder, which is what I call a transitional, like a transformer squat, because you're transitioning from one position to the other. Let me show you that here. So we're clean. Here's our front squat position. We're going to rotate back. Here, the bells are sitting farther back. Now, here, I don't have the limiting factor of my arms. And I can put this load into the body, the torso, the lower body, a lot more. So what I like to do is put the bells, do as many as I can in a front squat, rotate in, now, I guarantee you can knock out more. You can just keep going. When you rotate those bells into a back loaded or trap loaded position, okay? And then your legs are gonna be feeling it. Okay, so now to counterbalance all this stuff, since there isn't a lot of pushing away from the body with kettlebells, push-ups are important to do, but it's the same thing. There's not a lot of pulling towards the body. So a lot of people have a hard time using training or activating their lats. So what we're going to do is a renegade row. This is going to help balance the anterior portion of the body. You can do it in a strictly out far position, or you can do it in a slightly bent knee position. Okay, I'm still working this side. So what I'm going to do is line up, lock onto one side, pull up to the hip, alternate, pull to the hip. Okay, pull to the hip. All right, so that anterior portion of the body is getting trained on that exercise. The pull and the push, the stability, drawing a bowstring. Drawing a bowstring, except you're pulling it down, okay? So, no matter what program you use, you're going to want to make sure, at least in my mind, it has those 3 exercises. Now, I made a program called Double Kettlebell Precision. It has all of these, plus a lot more. These are your basic ones. Now, we'll get tired of doing basic stuff very, very soon. And if we don't have something that we can progress with other ways, you know, other exercises to rotate in with double kettlebells, you're going to get bored really fast. And that's one of the biggest things about getting tired of something. You're just going to get bored, and you're not going to have that drive to really get in there and train. Now, I'm not saying you should go and smash your head against the rock the whole time, because you won't be able to recuperate from that. But if you're pushing hard and you're enjoying it, you can recuperate within 1 to 2 days and hit it again. That's when you're going to start to see progressive, constant increases. And if you get stuck to a part, say you're shooting for 5 reps of those front squats and you have 32 kilogram bells and you aren't making it, we got to work on the spot that's failing you. Work on the spot that's the limiting factor. So maybe it's your upper body, maybe it's your torso to keep your braced and lifted up high enough so you're not falling forward. Maybe it's calf strength that's keep you from tipping over. Maybe it's quad strength. But anyway, so we can build in double kettlebell exercises that help you get past those sticking points. So once again, no matter what program you're doing, find something that's going to have those double bells and at least those 3 exercises plus some to build on. All right? Hope this helps you finding the best kettlebell workout for building muscle.